Hi, I'm Scott Patchin, and we're going to take a deeper dive into the Johari Window. I will show you how to have easier, more honest, and more productive conversations with your team using the Johari Window. We covered the basics of the Johari Window in the first video, and I shared 2 tips to help leaders move things into the open area and create more honest conversations with their people. Honest conversations can happen anywhere, but as a leader, you need to create time to allow you to focus on sharing and asking. And the 2 most critical times are team meetings and one-on-ones. While both of these are important, I want to focus on the one-on-one today. I know it always sounds simple, but it is not easy. Honest conversations happen when leaders work to move information into the open area. Remember what you control, information about yourself and how you receive feedback from others. So when it comes to sharing and asking, you have to go first. I was in a conversation with a leader who spent 10 minutes sharing a performance issue he was having with one of his people. And the majority of the time was focused on speculating what this person was thinking when they made this decision. When I asked him what the reasons this person had given for their decision, his response was, "I'm not sure. I've not asked." The incident had happened a week before, and I wondered how much time the leader had spent thinking about this. The answer? Too much. The reality? Your people are having the same conversations about something you did. I call this magic 8-ball time, when we guess ourselves into some sort of twisted version of reality. The first tip is focused on moving things from hidden to open. Always start your one-on-ones asking people, what are some highlights or successes from the previous week or month? And be ready to share a few of your own. This slows us down to remember what we did well, and the impact of doing this is increasing our own energy to pour into solving problems or revisiting our mistakes. Gallup actually did some great research showing that in healthy relationships at work, we talk about 3 positive experiences for every 1 negative experience or problem. Here's a script for this conversation. First, listen. Second, for any one-sentence answers, ask, "Tell me a little bit more about that." 3, if you hear nothing, mention the name of a project they're working on, the names of their children or spouse, or one of their hobbies to prompt some conversation. The goal of this conversation is to focus on them and to see what they have prioritized in their own mind as important. This conversation will move things from hidden to open for you and for them. Use the same approach later to identify, what do you want to be the focus of our time today? This question will also uncover what priorities they have and what problems they need your help with or input on. The first tip focused on what you can do to move things that are on the minds of your people that might be hidden from your view and get them into the open. The second tip is focused on moving things from the blind spot to open. This is the more difficult move because it takes a combination of safety, trust, and courage to speak up and listen without reacting. It is also the most critical information you'll get as a leader because in the answers are actions you can take today that will make an impact on the performance of your team. My recommendation, make a habit of ending your one-on-ones with feedback on what you should keep doing, start doing, and stop doing. Recently, a leader shared with me their frustration about getting no meaningful feedback from their team when they asked these questions. The comment they heard most often was, "Keep doing what you're doing." While they admitted it was nice, it provided no input on meaningful actions they could take to be a more effective leader. Here are 4 tips for getting valuable feedback from these questions. First, let your team know why you're doing this. For example, an explanation might be, this business moves fast, and I often find myself in many little interactions during the course of a day with very little idea of what the impact is on you and your teams. Answer to these questions help me repeat the things that are working and understand where I need to make a change in my leadership style. Here's a tip. By stating your reason for asking these questions, you're moving something from hidden to open for them. Second, be ready with the follow-up question, "Tell me a little bit more about that." Third, do not fix or respond to most things right away, other than saying thanks for the feedback, and maybe share what your next steps are. And finally, be patient. Safety is critical, and hard to measure. It might take several months for this to work. Honest conversations can happen anywhere, but as a leader, you need to create focused time where you can listen most effectively and your people will feel safe and heard. This is the one-on-one, and the Johari window is a great lens for you to view these interactions and make intentional moves to get critical information into the open area. If this is something you're focused on as a leader and you want to continue to learn more, I invite you to sign up for the emails around my blog postings and True Tips newsletter. You can do that at my website, thetruegroup.com. Go have a great conversation.